Since the beginning of the full-scale invasion in Ukraine, more than 3,000 Ukrainians have found a new home in Salzburg. But how welcoming is Salzburg to those seeking safety, peace, and a fresh start? We spoke to 4 Ukrainians living here to hear their stories, their challenges, hopes, and how they're finding their place in the city.
I know that most Ukrainians who moved here because of the war did not intend to come to Salzburg. But the main part of people who came here was in search of shelter from Russia's military aggression. Ukraine is a very beautiful country, and we didn't lack of anything except for the fact that we had our whole lives interrupted. At 50 years old, it is very difficult for people to start their lives from scratch, as well as to integrate into a society whose language you don't know.
But the heart is crying, the soul is screaming, tearing up. I would scream, but there is nothing I can do. Everything is here.
To better understand the support Ukrainians have received from the city of Salzburg, we spoke to Ivan Machinsky, the head and founder of the Ukrainian Center Salzburg.
The first year it was very difficult, but we just began to make something. And then we understood that we need support. It was very important that we had support from the city Salzburg, and here in Salzburg all organizations, schools, government, they work together to help and to support people.
When I came here, I did not know anything. We were going to the big world. When we arrived, we could just hear their language in the transport. We heard their language. It was nice that they were talking, but what were they saying? People were always smiling. Bitte schön, danke schön. That's something that I knew. It was very nice. They wanted to communicate with me, but I didn't know the language. And I just replied, sorry, I cannot speak German.
Language. Language is key. If you're not a native speaker, it is quite difficult for you to understand the details of the relevant phraseological turns, linguistic nuances, when you need to detail the understanding of what the legislator or anyone wanted to say.
Besides language barrier, Roman Konijai, who was also forced to come to Salzburg because of the war, revealed other challenges that some refugees have experienced.
I know some cases of discrimination and have heard directly from people who have experienced such moments, including during work and during dismissal and during job placement and even while looking for an apartment. There's also a lot of bullying towards children, but compared to that help and that desire to help Ukrainians here, this is only a small percentage.
I had on the side some kind of exclamations of discrimination, but I did not interact with them. Everything suited me. This country accepted me. This city and these good people accepted me. And all the others and nations, they are different, and that's their issue.
To support integration, 17-year-old Valerie helps organizing events at the Ukrainian Center Salzburg, acting as a bridge between Ukrainian and Austrian culture.
1 year ago we have organized a small project between Austrians and Ukrainians. It was cultural fest, and Austrians have shown Austrian culture, we have shown our Ukrainian culture. I'm working on one project, it's our Ukrainian library. We just want to show Ukrainian guys that we have one place where people can read in Ukrainian language. And also me personally, I organize sometimes just teenagers events just to have fun together, and the teenagers don't forget that we have a Ukrainian here, and they must not be afraid to communicate with us. So Salzburg has become to me the second home, I would say. And I understand that my integration process wasn't so difficult, but it's only my story. For other guys, it was worse or more difficult, and I totally understand it and accept it. So I want that everyone knows that we have some place in the Salzburg where Ukrainians just can meet together and have fun and maybe forget about some problems.
God grant that everything in this country will be good, and they will never know what war is, and shelling, as well as the crying, the screaming of children, mothers, and all the people.
I have a big request to all Ukrainians abroad and currently living in Salzburg, not to be indifferent, but to be united, because in unity is our strength. Because like 5 fingers in a fist is strong. When the fingers are separated, it is easier to break them.
Be friendly, stay calm, and don't forget that we are all people from one world and not from different countries.